These plants look brown, pinched, and wilted, although their root systems are as well developed as those in the other hydro bins. Attached is a sealed metal keg with a feeder hose attachment on top. A trace of greenish mold rims the connection joint.
We are just here to look around, Captain. I'm sure you don't mind.
Would it matter if we did?
Your doctor's discourtesy, though indirect, does no credit to your party, Captain Kirk. I would have expected better when we have done nothing to warrant rudeness.
We need not interfere with one another's activities, I think.
My aide and I are merely observing both you and conditions on this ship. Should I have an observation to share with you, I will certainly not hesitate to do so.
Why would I want to chit-chat you treacherous Federation snake?
This reminds me of the Arboretum on Calliope 3, except the equipment didn't look this advanced.
This might be a nice little garden if they added some rustic wooden benches and a little fountain, I guess.
A shame there aren't any flowers, Captain, but the lushness of the greenery is still very pleasant.
You get no response.
Nothing unusual about that object, Captain. A chlorophyll-based plant species. Minor evidence of opportunistic disease incursion, but that appears to be secondary to reduction in overall plant vigor.
A little recalibration. Not like these are people, after all. These plants are dying, Jim, no doubt about it. Basically, they're starving to death for lack of active organic compounds. Fertilizer, basically. I'd say most important, a certain soluble phosphorus, nitrogen, ammonia, and calcium compounds. I'm just a simple country doctor, not a magician. There are some things I just can't fix.
Readings are normal, but before you get more than a moment's worth of readings, the Klingon captain notices and snarls.
At ease, Doctor. We don't want to start an incident here.
These plants look green and healthy, with strong stems and shiny leaves. These plants look brown, pinched, and wilted, although their root systems are as well developed as those in the other hydro bins. Attached is a sealed metal keg with a feeder hose attachment on top. A trace of greenish mold rims the connection joint. A large countertop well-suited as a workbench with what appears to be mechanized assists and a hookup close at hand. A small data terminal seems to be part of the design. The feeder hose comes free and a mechanism pulls it out of the way. But a terrible stench rises out of the container, smelling like many things died in there long ago. The nutrient broth in this container has become contaminated. It should be disinfected before the container can be reused.
This reminds me of the Arboretum on Calliope.
A sealed metal keg with a feeder hose attachment on top. A trace of greenish mold rims the connection joint. The container heats up rapidly and foul-smelling smoke pours out of the small opening on the top.
This container must be refilled with nutrient broth before it is replaced for use.
feeder hoses roll out on wired mechanisms and insert into the container. From one flows a clear liquid nearly filling the container. The other hose just makes burping noises. Multicolored blocks, suitable for a child to play with. The blocks fit through the opening, splashing as they plunge into the liquid. The container heats up slowly and the sound of bubbling echoes from inside. You stop and the container quickly cools.
I think that did it, Captain.
You take the metal keg. You settle the container back into the niche it was removed from. The feeder hose, looking shiny and clean, rides out on some mechanism and reattaches to the newly filled container. You hear gurgling and see the nutrient broth begin swirling through the liquid medium. The dying plants seem to perk up before your very eyes.
Things are definitely on the upswing now. These plants should be productive and healthy from now on. Jim, we don't have time for that now.
The red fruit comes free easily, dropping into your hand like it belongs there. A wan-looking female stands dejectedly, her shoulders slumped. Her whole appearance expresses deep worry and bone-crushing weariness.